Słuchasz podcastu Agni Ayurveda zrozumiale i dostępnie, odcinek 102. W tym odcinku zapraszam Cię do posłuchania fragmentów, soczystych fragmentów rozmów, które odbyły się w ramach Ayurveda Summit. Ayurveda Summit 2022 przed nami, już za parę dni, zaczynamy 21 maja. Zapraszam Cię na przedsmak tego wydarzenia. I na początek Robin Mastro. Cudowna kobieta, z którą poczułam niezwykłe połączenie za pierwszym razem, kiedy rozmawiałyśmy w ubiegłym roku i w tym mogłyśmy pogłębić to połączenie, dotykając subtelnych aspektów kobiecości i męskości w życiu zawodowym, w życiu osobistym. Tematem rozmowy z Robin Mastro jest ołtarz wedyjski, który możesz stworzyć na przesilenie letnie w czerwcu, po to, żeby wprowadzić do swojego życia więcej równowagi pomiędzy kobiecością i męskością. Z pełnej rozmowy dostępnej w ramach summitu dowiesz się, czym się charakteryzuje energia żeńska i męska, jak przygotować ołtarz na przesilenie letnie oraz co to znaczy podążanie w kierunku miłości. Cała rozmowa jest bardzo inspirująca, dlatego żeby czerpać z kobiecych aspektów w prowadzeniu biznesu i w prowadzeniu czy w byciu sobą w pełni. Zapraszam do posłuchania fragmentu.
We all continue to grow and evolve. And I think that it's very evident on the planet right now that there is an imbalance between the energy, the very feminine, yielding, transformative energy, and the masculine energy that is very productive and assertive in the world. And so there needs to be a balance brought back onto the planet. And these altars also need that balance to really be very powerful and potent to create change in your life in the way that we all want. We all want to feel that connection to the divine. We all want to feel empowered. And I believe that the knowledge that is written about in the Vedas has some key essential pieces that all the altars that I have offered in my book are based upon, which is the balance of the five elements that needs to be there for healing and change to occur. I mean, in Ayurveda, that balance has to be in place for there to be healing in the body. And in all the Vedic arts, it is about the balance, and the whole universe is based on that balance. And so the natural world really provides us with that balance. It's when we as humans create man-made environments or disruption within our bodies that we notice that things are out of harmony. And what the Vedas provide is a way to come back into that balance, into that harmony. The work that we do in Vastu is bringing that balance back into the body of your body, where you live, where you work, where you spend most of your time. And when you go into nature, you feel that. You feel so much more expanded and so much more enlivened. But I will tell you also that there is this part that we don't even acknowledge when we are in nature, unless we allow ourselves to just deeply connect to the present moment. And that is where true consciousness lies, and our connection to nature and our connection to manifest those things that we want in our lives. It's in that moment where we let go of what we're thinking about from the past and our anxiety about the future, and we can just reside in that presence of the divine.
I happen to be close to the seaside, actually. The sea is just behind my window, and I exactly know and feel deeply what you are talking about, because whenever I feel urged to come to the seaside, which is like 500 kilometers from my original place where we live, I feel there is a time for deeper nourishment and being in this, in this beautiful open space. And yet the water is there, and space is there, and wind, gentle wind, and the sun as for the spring this year. And it's really like you are saying, it creates such a profound state of joy, presence, health, and inspiration. And then with Vastu and with your work, we can bring like portals of the same qualities into our houses, into our offices.
Yes, and it is really enlivening that connection between the natural world and within us and within our environment. Though that is really what has been missing. I feel even, and I know that Michael might have talked to you about this in his interview. You know, you can have a gorgeous environment that you live in or work in, but it doesn't mean that it serves you energetically.
Yes.
And I feel that the Vastu is very key to a holistic approach to healing.
Moim kolejnym gościem jest dr Chitrangana Chauhan, która jest magistrem psychiatrii ajurwedyjskiej. Rzadka i bardzo ciekawa specjalizacja, tym bardziej, że dr Chitrangana ma 10-letnie doświadczenie kliniczne. I w ramach Ayurveda Summit rozmawiamy o temacie bardzo aktualnym, szczególnie po ostatnich ciężkich 2 latach, a mianowicie o niepokoju i o depresji z perspektywy Ayurvedy. O tym, jak to rozpoznać u siebie, ale też co można zrobić. Bardzo praktyczna rozmowa, w której dr Chauhan dzieli się tym, jak ostatnie lata wpłynęły na kondycję psychiczną ludzi, co widzi w swojej praktyce, tłumaczy różnice pomiędzy stanami lękowymi a depresją oraz daje naprawdę sporo praktycznych, gotowych do zastosowania zaleceń pomagających na obniżony nastrój. Serdecznie zapraszam Cię do wysłuchania tego fragmentu i mam nadzieję, że to rozbudzi Twój apetyt na więcej, szczególnie jeśli temat zdrowia psychicznego jest Ci bliski.
What is anxiety? Anxiety is just excessive of the mind working. And it is something, when you are too much in the past, when you're too much in the future, that is when you have anxiety. All you have to do is you have to come back to the present moment. And when you are back to the present moment, that is when you will not have anxiety. I request all of you to just follow one simple technique. Have you observed that when you are dancing in a party, or when you are playing some sports with all of your enthusiasm, do you get anxiety?
No space for anxiety.
Yeah. Because when we are with the loud music or when we are partying, we are in that moment.
Yes.
So just follow this little trick to trick your mind. Whenever your mind goes to the future, or whenever your mind starts to cook up something, hold on, no cooking. I am in the present moment. And that will help you a lot to control your anxiety and just be mindful. Now, talking about depression, yes, it is something, which is not over a small time. Just like anxiety pops in. But depression is something which develops over a period of time.
Yes.
And it's not one day schedule. It's maybe there was something which was 5 years ago, or maybe there were some suppressed emotions, or maybe something which was not, again, up to your expectation. Some kind of behavior or something which is over a long period of time. And when you are in this moment and when you think about the past, but the past is over. But we keep thinking about it, and that is the main reason for depression when we are not so much mentally strong. Ayurveda says that we fall a prey to depression when our sattva level goes down. We have our sattva. Our sattva means low sattva. Again, what is sattva? Sattva is the optimum healthy mental health, where you know what is your limit, you accept yourself, you know what is your potential, and you work productively and you contribute to the society. The analysis of this, when you know all this, that is sattva. And sattva is different for all the individuals. I might have a sattva, Maria has a sattva, and you all have different sattva levels. So it's not a straight line for everyone. No. Now, when our sattva goes little below or when it starts to go down, that's when we fall prey to depression. Now, what to do for it is the main question, because I have seen even small kids, like younger kids, saying that I'm feeling really depressed today. But let's find certain solutions which we can incorporate in our daily life so that you can be healthy and you don't feel that you are landing up into the depressive phase. Some common general advices which we all can follow. The first thing is we must make sure that we are following Ayurvedic daily regimen. When we talk about it, it is known as Dinacharya in Ayurveda. So it is Ayurveda daily regimen. Now, quickly, I will brush it up. Like, you have to maintain a proper timing every day when you have to wake up in the morning. And it should be like, at least 50 minutes before the sunrise. That is known as Brahma Muhurta. And when you wake up in that, it is scientifically proven that you are completely energetic throughout the day, because the vibrations of that time are really very positive.
Yes.
And you gain the energy.
Pora na kolejną osobę, Kate O'Donnell, międzynarodowa prezenterka, nauczycielka jogi i założycielka The Ayurvedic Living Institute, czyli internetowego centrum edukacji ajurwedyjskiej. W Polsce coraz bardziej znana ze względu na to, że nie tak dawno wyszła jej książka Przemiana. Przemiana, czyli ajurwedyjski sposób na piękno i zdrowie. Miałam przyjemność poznać Kate i rozmawiać z nią o sattwie. Jak wnieść więcej sattwy do rajasowego dnia, jak sprawić, by jedzenie było czynnością sattwiczną oraz jakie elementy wprowadzić do swojej porannej i wieczornej rutyny, żeby dzień napełniał się sattwą od początku do końca. O tym posłuchasz w pełnej wersji rozmowy dostępnej w ramach Ayurveda Summit, a już teraz zapraszam Cię do posłuchania fragmentu, w którym poczujesz Kate i jej energię.
What about and the night routine, which is also very important. And somehow the beginning of the day comes to my mind, because what I notice when we have a guest at home, and some of them will start their day and end their day with the phone in their hand. So it will be like, open my eyes, and instead of putting your hands in front of eyes, like Dr. Vasantla teaches, they will put the iPhone in front of their eyes. And I would see the same happening in the nighttime, like 10, 10:30, 11 or something, the last routine, so to say. And it's very fast. The sattva in the morning or the tamas in the evening are gone. Yeah,
that's very true. Yeah, it's very true that we start a trajectory in the morning that continues for the day. And so whatever that first energy that comes into the sattvic field is, whatever that first thing that comes in drives the direction, and that's so important to take to heart, and to remember that whatever our first, it's like every morning is like New Year's Day. Like what is your intention for that day? And I think it's funny that we've come into this place in the past couple of years where everyone's talking about the phone all the time and like how to manage the phone, because all of the apps on the phone are designed to vie for our attention. And so our attention has become the hot commodity that everyone is after. And it's a very difficult thing to hold that dear, and keep the attention on the inner processes. That is the cultivation of sattva in a nutshell, is to keep the sense organs attuned to internal experiences. So it's like your inner eye. So to do something like a body scan upon waking, which could be done in the bed, for a minute or two, where you just sort of, you stay there, you don't open the eyes, or you open just enough to let a little light in, and then you just sort of scan the body, just feeling for, whatever's there. Nothing in particular, just keeping the attention on the energy movements, any feelings of relaxation or tension. And the mind will be going, for a lot of us, the mind starts already talking. His thoughts are already moving, but redirecting the attention from the thoughts towards sensations in the body. So that the qualities of light, the moisture in the air, whether we feel warm or cool in different parts of the body, And I think that's a practice that is not, doesn't have to be intimidating. It's like there's always something to notice about temperature and light and moisture and things like that. And so it's not this lofty thing where we're investigating contents of the thoughts, first thing in the morning. It's just attuning to sensations instead. And the thing about the phone is that will absolutely not happen. As soon as the phone, it will pull you into a story, whether it's the news or the text or the email or whatever it is. And so one of my top recommendations is to get an alarm clock. So people do not keep the phone in the bedroom. Because a lot of people will use their phone to wake them up. And so that is an absolute no-no because it's just too compelling.
Based on my experience and kind of repeating what my clients are saying, is like this morning that you described is sort of anchoring the state. So it's easy to go back to it during even a very busy day. It's pretty amazing how you are. It's like you're installing a certain state first thing in the morning, and then you make it more accessible to you during the day, even for 3 minutes, even for this long gaze into the sky beyond your desk and your laptop.
Such a good point, Maria. Yeah. Which, Ayurveda would explain that by saying that the mind gravitates towards the familiar. So if we have a familiarity with that morning energy, we've cultivated that, then we'll naturally gravitate back towards that throughout the day. Whereas many people, I think, are in a place of gravitating towards rajas because it's familiar. And that's where that tamas comes at the end of the day. And it's disturbing or even scary to feel slow and tired.
I mój kolejny, znany w Polsce doskonale gość, dr Dilbag Jindal, który od kilku lat pracuje w Polsce jako lekarz ajurwedyjski i służy konsultacjami tym, którzy potrzebują dobrego ajurwedyjskiego lekarza. Rozmawiamy o odporności w ujęciu trójwymiarowym, czyli o ciele, umyśle i o duszy. I co ciekawe, zaczynamy tą rozmowę od poziomu ducha, od budowania odporności na poziomie duchowym. Rozmawiamy też w pełnej wersji o tym, jak być blisko ludzi, a jednocześnie dbać o swoją energię i o tym, jak budować odporność na poziomie ciała i umysłu. Tego wszystkiego posłuchasz w ramach Ayurveda Summit już 21 maja. A teraz zapraszam Cię do poczucia energii doktora Dilbaga i posłuchania fragmentu rozmowy na temat odporności.
So the question would be how to stay connected with those that we love, which are not so close to Ayurveda practices, but at the same time take care of our own energy and our own immunity.
Very nice. So exactly here also, this word and the topic works very well. As I was giving example, even though you are going in a very stressful situation, with well immunity, if you have the good immunity in your organism, really by your examples, you will be a live example. For example, the women's for their family, or you to your relatives. Somewhere they will really realize, oh, something is happening. A few hours back today only, I was having a consultation with the couple. So this wife was with me for a few times, and now this husband came first time. And he said, I don't know anything about Ayurveda. She brought me here. And after knowing what is Ayurveda, how this consultation goes, and he was really surprised and amazed. Oh, wow. But he also said this very special thing, in his life, he started eating according to the recommendation of wife, who was already following Ayurveda.
Yes.
And he said for him, it was huge surprise that only by taking care of diet, he was able to lose the kilograms. He was able to take care about this hyperlipidemia, cholesterol, triglyceride. He was on the chemical pills since many years. But within few weeks of changing the diet, it really started him to think, oh my God, something is there, what he is following. So let me also see what is Ayurveda. So this starts only when you are really, you are good in your own immunity. If your aura, your attitude, you are doing your dinacharya good, you are doing your own routine good, you are eating well, you are sleeping well, then you don't have to push anyone. You just set an example. And yes, as you said, one person is taking Ayurveda into the family, and then whole family is like turning and they are enjoying. The whole family is enjoying the benefit of it.
You know what came to my mind now is the concept of Ojas. I think it's a great time to introduce it, because the Ojas is something which is so visible even for those who have no idea what is it. And it serves like a proof of how efficient Ayurveda is. So the husband sees the changes, and he's attracted to the changes.
So the people who don't know this word, what Maria used, Ojas. So I want to say in Ayurveda, immunity is considered as the Ojas. Ojas is, we have the concept of this Sapta Dhatu. There are 7 layers, 7 tissues in our body. There's blood, bone marrow, bones, semen. And then we consider when we take the food, it gets digested, it gets metabolized. And the essence part of this metabolism is Ojas. So we can say the extract of our energy is nothing but this Ojas. What we can say in modern science, like as a immunity, as a white blood cells or whatever they say. So Ojas is considered as like you can enjoy your life. In Ayurveda, they say you can enjoy your life if you have good sufficient Ojas in your life. If this Ojas is getting weak, so even somebody sneeze near to you and you can be infected. Or if the Ojas is very well developed, then even the whole nearby neighbors are sneezing on you, then you will be having kind of like the shield of immunity against any kind of diseases, and your body will be having good immune system to fight against all sort of bacteria and viruses and germs. And Ojas, they say Ojas cannot develop in a day. So to develop this Ojas, you have to indulge yourself into the good practices, the healthy practices. So to sum up, you have to follow Ayurveda. And if you do your dinacharya, your ratricharya, cleansing on the detoxes on and off, and to take care of this immunity on all the 3 levels, then you will be having the good amount of Ojas.
I na zakończenie tego odcinka gość, którego obecność na Ayurveda Summit jest spełnieniem mojego marzenia, Yogi Cameron. Pamiętam bardzo dobrze, jak jedna z naszych pierwszych klientek polecała mi program telewizyjny z udziałem Yogi Camerona i pytała mnie, czy znam. Byłam bardzo zaskoczona, to był rok 2014, TVN Style, czy Style, jak niektórzy mówią. I byłam ciekawa, co też takiego o Ayurvedzie da się powiedzieć w takiej komercyjnej telewizji. Byłam naprawdę zdziwiona głębią przekazu Yogiego Camerona i tego, jak komfortowo porusza się w tematach związanych z duchowością, z codzienną praktyką, która podnosi poziom sattwy i rozwija duszę. Ta rozmowa była jedną z przyjemniejszych rozmów tegorocznego Ayurveda Summit i nadałam jej tytuł Źródła sukcesu w Ayurvedzie. Dowiesz się z niej, jak działać w sposób, który przynosi sukces. Sukces, w którym nie masz oczekiwań i nie doświadczasz rozczarowań, oraz jak zmiana myślenia wpływa na zmianę rzeczywistości i twojego zdrowia. Yogi Cameron przez swój sposób bycia, przez to, jaki jest, pokazuje też rolę entuzjazmu i silnej woli na co dzień. Poczuj jego energię w głosie i bardzo serdecznie zapraszam Cię do posłuchania pełnej rozmowy z nim, która odbędzie się w ramach Ayurveda Summit. Naprawdę piękny kawałek inspiracji ajurwedyjskiej.
I'm sure you've seen this so many ailments, so many diseases, things are getting cured and healed because of the mind, because people are just shifting out of their mindset. Because the body is just an organism that reacts to the environment, to the sun, the moon, the wind, and all the elements, and then it reacts to the mind. So if the mind is too, tamasic, then the body becomes tamasic. If the mind is too rajasic, the body just follows, until that point it follows that it can't cope, and then it kind of starts to break down a little bit, So we really, I've seen, amazing things, people heal from so many different things over so many years, and the body can really bounce back. Just needs to, we just need to create that environment for it to be able to thrive in and heal, and then cell by cell, it's curing itself, which is an amazing thing, to watch. A doctor will say, yeah, they have 3 months to live, and then so, my mentor, they told him he had, so many months to live. He had HIV years ago, like 25 years ago or 30 years ago. There wasn't any medicine for him, and he was taking like just herbs and different types of mushrooms and things like that, and he lived another 16 years. So it's, we don't know, we understand, but we don't know karma, the karmic journey of the soul. It can live 100 years, it can live 500 years, it can live 2 years. We don't understand it because that's the mystery of life. But we always should presume that the capacity is there, and we just need to get the person to have the willingness, and then the rest is up to karma. Right? But our duty is to always be available to take the action and be willing, knowing the possibility is there. And that's sort of the difference, I guess, between modern medicine and Ayurveda is modern medicine is trying to save lives and keep people alive. And we're not extending people's life. We're just giving them the tools and the know-how and how to live a quality of life until the point that karma is finished, and then they're done. So that's how I see the difference between the two approaches. Obviously, all the other, Ayurveda is about the root cause, not so much the symptom, although we treat both. But we're not trying to extend life,
Yes, so true. And this powerful word that you mentioned at the beginning, healing, is so different from the modern medicine when it's more about cure and not so much about this deep healing and changing the state of body and mind.
Yeah. Healing is a personal journey that's why we in Ayurveda, we say mind, body, spirit, because all three levels are involved in the process. And then, of course, the mind is attached to the senses, attached to the emotions. So it's really an emotional, sensory, spiritual experience. So it shouldn't be seen as, modern medicine brings so much fear into it of let's live as long as possible. Well, yeah, we could do that. Great. But let's not have fear in it. So let's not make living longest possible the goal, but living and going through it, because the spiritual experience you get from the ailment itself and going through the healing process is part of your karma and your dharma. So if you understand that, then you're not avoiding it. You're just going through it. You're having conversations with this body. You're speaking to it because the cells, everything's alive. So speak to it, like you would a friend or a physician or whoever, and ask it to heal and help it to heal and be a part of that process. The patient, in modern medicine, it's too separated. We kind of say, okay, take the pill and then go about your business. You're not involved in the healing process at all. You're kind of expecting the body to get better without doing anything. It's a one-sided relationship. And you really need to be in that relationship, like any relationship, and heal and nurture and give and take, and sort of be in this place so you understand what you're going through in the body level and then the mind level. Then the mind will relax and become more calm and peaceful. which will help the body to heal because you're in that relationship with yourself rather than my body's going through an ailment, has nothing to do with me, kind of thing. Right. And those are kind of the things. I mean, I basically tell people use modern medicine for emergency and use Ayurvedic medicine for the other 99% of your life.
No dobrze, mamy to. To co? Jesteś gotowa na Ayurveda Summit? 21 maja zaczynamy i przed nami 7 wypełnionych inspiracjami ajurwedyjskimi dni. Zachęcam Cię do tego, żebyś podeszła do tego wydarzenia jak do naprawdę dobrze zastawionego szwedzkiego stołu. Poczuj, do kogo Ci najbliżej, kto przykuwa Twoją uwagę, co z Tobą rezonuje i wybieraj. Może być mniej, bo mniej czasem znaczy więcej. Może być też dużo. Pomyśl o tym, jak działa Twoje Agni. Agni to przecież ogień, który trawi jedzenie, ale też ogień, który trawi informacje i wiedzę. Zadbaj o to, żeby wybrać, czy zaprosić do swojego życia tych ludzi i te rozmowy, które są Ci teraz szczególnie potrzebne. Zwróć uwagę też na to, że w ramach Ayurveda Summit jest kilka, powiedziałabym, ścieżek czy poziomów wtajemniczenia. Są rozmowy dotyczące absolutnych podstaw, jeśli jesteś osobą, która Ayurvedę dopiero poznaje. Są osoby, które wchodzą w niuanse, w nisze, w szczegóły i jest też kilka rozmów, które nagrywałam, prowadziłam je z myślą o uczestniczkach i absolwentkach szkoły Ayurvedy, czyli z myślą o kobietach, które podchodzą do Ayurvedy profesjonalnie i wiążą swoją przyszłość zawodową z praktykowaniem Ayurvedy. Także polecam Ci bardzo serdecznie tą wyjątkową konferencję Ayurvedy online, dostępną bezpłatnie. W tej wersji oglądasz każdy dzień, masz dostęp do nagrań przez 24 godziny lub w wersji all inclusive, w której oprócz nagrań masz też tłumaczenia, transkrypcje oraz soczyste bonusy i niespodzianki. Serdecznie polecam także opcję do wyboru, w której możesz wybrać te nagrania, które są dla Ciebie szczególnie interesujące i do których chciałabyś mieć dostęp przez najbliższy rok. No i kochana, dziękuję Ci, że tu jesteś, że słuchasz, że kibicujesz. Jeśli przychodzi Ci do głowy jakiś sposób, w jaki możesz wesprzeć promocję Ayurveda Summit, to śmiało odezwij się. W tym roku mamy wielu naprawdę świetnych partnerów i patronów medialnych. Z chęcią przyjmiemy każdą parę rąk do promowania Ayurveda Summit, żeby w tym roku dotarł do jeszcze szerszej grupy odbiorców, żeby jeszcze więcej osób mogło skorzystać z Ayurvedy, jak zwykle w Agni, zrozumiale i dostępnie. Wszystkiego dobrego dla Ciebie, pięknego maja i do zobaczenia już niebawem na Ayurveda Summit.